most stories have two versions. Like, so when I got asked, hey, how did you move to New York? I had two versions of the story. I had the nice in a nutshell version and then just the raw, real version. My name is Victoria, and my family and I have been going to Take Heart for about a year. I moved very quickly to New York State. Now we are in South Carolina. But when I moved to New York State, I would get asked a lot, hey, how did you get here? The nice version of the story was, I was a nanny for a family and they transferred up to New York for work and they invited me to go on this new adventure with them. And it was a wonderful opportunity and I jumped on it. There are always two sides to the story, the kind of nice side and the really raw, ragged side of a story. And there was always this pull in me to say, okay, do I tell the nice, pretty, fluffy version or the real version? And the real version is not appropriate for every situation. So I got to New York because I was suddenly homeless. I was a nanny for a family and I was helping them get settled in New York State. And I got a call saying that the home I was living in was no longer my home. And my mom had gotten into some really bad situations. She'd gotten into drugs and alcohol and started dating really terrible men. My life was really in a bad place. I didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to go. I think the scripture that I reflect on a lot, and even then it was something that I thought about and just chewed on a lot, was trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And I knew that He had a plan for me. I knew that He had a really great track record of providing for me and always putting people in my path that would love on me and show me the right things to do, even when the people closest to me couldn't. I was capable of providing for myself. I had been doing it since I was 14. I was loved on by the family that I was a nanny for and invited to live with them. In my time of freaking out, like, oh my goodness, where am I going to live? What am I going to do? I had made a prayer list of a handful of things, and on the list was I needed a roof over my head, I needed food to eat, I needed a car to drive, a job, and if I could, to finish my education. And I hadn't shared that list with anybody. And I just prayed over it for days. And I told the family that I was staying with what had happened. And both the mom and dad came to the room I was staying in, and they said, look, we love you. And our family loves you. And we just really can't imagine not having you in our life. And we have a roof for you. We have food. We have an extra car. We'd love to help you get a job and help you finish your education. In the exact order that I had been praying for. Nobody had ever seen this list. It was just between me and God, and they had came to me and told me exactly the things I had been praying for. I think that through this, it was just yet another reminder that God had a special hand on me for my whole life. It was just a time of God always providing for me. And it was just Him showing me that He's got me, that I can step out in faith and He'll provide for me even when there was no way that I could have provided for myself in that moment. My best friend in college always said, this is like your Indiana Jones moment. You know, you're going in the temple or wherever he was, and he has to take the leap of faith, and he has to jump over the edge, and it's solid even though it's clear. And she's like, the dorky us. This is your moment. This is when God shows you He's got you. You can't see where you're going, and He's got you. God never wastes your pain. And perfect evidence of that. Like, he's never wasted my pain or my sadness or even my excitement. Like, I always get to share it, and he uses it to impact people. If I can't be vulnerable and share what's going on in my life, then nobody else will know that they're not alone.